Alright, welcome back everybody. In this video we're going to discuss focusing on birds in flight. How I focus is probably one of the most commonly asked questions I get, whether it's on my Instagram page or Facebook or email or whatever. And to me there is no other option than autofocus. No one that I know can focus manually on a bird flying at them at 50 miles an hour at all. You might get a shot off in focus if that bird just happens by chance to fly through the plane of focus and you're hitting the shutter at the same time. You might get that shot. That's probably going to be the one out of any series that you would ever get if you were going to try manual. So the answer is autofocus. Both Canon and Nikon and Sony all make great cameras that track very well. If you ever hear me or see me talk to someone about which camera to get, it's always going to be a camera that is known for its autofocus tracking ability, whether that's Canon's 5D4, 7D2, 1D series, Nikon D4, D5, D850, D500, any of that kind of stuff. Those are all kind of sports-based cameras, and that's really what we're doing. Trying to track a small, fast, erratically moving subject, typically against a cluttered background. So it's one of the more difficult things to do in terms of shooting any kind of bird like this. So when you turn the button on your camera or on your lens to autofocus, first thing you're going to want to do, and your autofocus mode on your camera for Canon is going to be AI servo. That is the mode that allows the camera to keep tracking a subject. Once it's acquired focus, it should track that object coming or going sideways. Now, Nikon, I believe, is called AFC, is the mode that you're going to want to use. Now, inside of that, there's a ton of little things that can make a difference. And I'm not going to get into all of them because all cameras have somewhat of a different feature on this. But there's different settings for tracking sensitivity that you can set. Meaning that like, if your focus point happens to come off of the duck and it goes to a tree in the background a quarter mile away, if you have your tracking sensitivity really fast, your camera is going to immediately focus on that tree. I don't have mine set real fast. I have mine set pretty slow. I turn mine actually to a one click left of center so it's slow, so that if I go off that duck for a little bit, the camera doesn't immediately try to focus on what's behind it, but it maintains a search in that area and it gives you a second to get back onto the bird. As you look through your photos sometime, and if you ever see that your focus point is bouncing all over the screen versus where the duck is, that's pretty common. And having that sensitivity a little bit slower gives you a little bit more flexibility in terms of not getting to your background for focus right away. On a camera such as this, Canon's 1DX, there's a ton of other settings inside of there. I've really just started playing with some of that in terms of different zoning, single spot or single point. I've always traditionally used center point autofocus as my one point. Lately I've been moving it up and down, left and right, as I'm trying to like frame subjects a little bit better and not have to do that after cropping. When the setting is just right, that works awesome. If it's tough shooting conditions, I'll just leave it on the center because that seems to be the best tracking focus point that there is on any camera. So definitely shoot with autofocus. Do not try to mess with manual. It's a lesson in frustration. So that should get you started. Look through your owner's manual and read what all the settings are about autofocus on your camera because they can make a very big difference. I haven't even honestly gotten through all the stuff on mine yet. As I'm sitting out shooting in a lull, I will read through the menu and hit the info button on all the different stuff and read them, and I'll adjust them and I'll play with them. I think I'm learning a few new things here even in the last week or so. So it's definitely something I would recommend taking half an hour to do. You will learn a ton and your photos will thank you for it. So thank you.